Sliding into your screen is not just any coffee bag. It's a Roastar coffee bag. Don't need thousands. Personalized just 25 in Roastar's Design Lab. No design experience needed. Choose a pattern, add your logo and text, or create something memorable with AI. Being made in the Midwest, you can expect it on your doorstep in no time. Now that was smooth.
We'll start by saying welcome to the Coffee People podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Woldt. The show is sponsored by Roastar Coffee Packaging. I memorized that, which is really impressive. Our spontaneous guest today is...
Zach. I'm Zach with Desert Sun Coffee Roasters.
Where's Desert Sun Coffee Roasters from?
Desert Sun Coffee is in Durango, Colorado, Southwest, right in the Four Corners area.
What's the name of that trail that starts in Durango and runs like all...
Colorado Trail, yeah.
Oh.
If you make it all the way through, they give you a free beer at the end of the trail.
I made it from the campground like maybe several hundred feet.
I was on that trail 3 days ago. So.
It's such a beautiful part of the world is Durango.
That's why we love it.
Tell me a little bit about Desert Sun Coffee Roasters. How'd you get your start?
So we're a small organic coffee roastery. We do something very different in the industry. We are a real true farm to cup model. Okay. And what that is, I start with the easier version.
Yeah, I need to start with the easier version.
Yeah, digest it a little bit first. We are the only roaster-owned importing cooperative in North America.
Roaster-owned importing cooperative in America. What does that mean?
So we partner with 22 other roasters just like us, spread around North America, to import coffee collectively. Mm-hmm. And it started with an idea of changing the terms of trade through which we conduct business through with coffee farmers and trying to create a better model. And there's 20 of us who do this to sort of capitalize on our ability to gain a sort of an economy of scale as a small roaster to be able to import ourselves. And so we actually directly import ourselves. Cut out all the middlemen, no exporters, no importers, no brokers. We import. I travel a lot to coffee growing regions to sort of meet with producers, check in on challenges and opportunities in those locations. And we do beyond fair trade terms, 100% organic. All we do is organic. And these are long-term partnerships. We partner with small-scale farmers only, and we do long-term partnerships through that. So this burlap coffee sack here is from Guatemala, from a group called Manos Campesinos. It's a group of 1,700 small-scale farmers with only a couple acres of land, and they collectively bring all their coffee together to be able to provide for an export process to roasters. And as a roaster, I can't buy all their coffee, but as a partner with 20 others, we can import several containers of their coffee.
So when you say a better model, you mean a better model for you, better model for the producing farm you partner with, but you cut out those people in the middle. How do they feel about that?
I'm going to ask them. I don't really care about them. I'm very interested in the livelihoods of the people who grow our coffee.
Okay.
And so it's also a better model for the planet. And so what I mean by that is we take 3 cents per pound and we put it into what's called our Carbon and Coffee and Climate Initiative. And we put 3 cents per pound and reinvest it into those communities through reforestation projects. Organic composting facilities will help fund and initiate in villages. We've done a carbon sequestration initiative with USAID where we not only built a tool to quantify carbon sequestration, but we actually also financially incentivize farmers for putting more carbon into the earth. We did a huge project last year for reforestation in Peru, planted 20,000 trees. And so what we do is we take this 3 cents per pound and put it into this fund where, lately we've done some new things with the fund that are really interesting around some climate change emergency disasters. We had a flood wipe out an entire coffee farm. And so we'll help them replant, build nurseries. Another unprecedented thing in the industry, which you just don't hear of in coffee, especially from a roaster perspective, is, our model's based in partnerships in organic growing techniques. And so we have, for example, our growing region in Honduras is very good at growing organic coffee. And so we will fly farmers from around the world, small scale farmers, to Honduras, paid for by us, to learn and talk with each other about how to better grow organic coffee together. And some of our work through this has been acknowledged to the Specialty Coffee Association, the SCA, largest coffee organization in the world, awarded us for having the most sustainable coffee available on the market. And that's through the fact that us as a roaster, we're reinvesting that 3 cents per pound back into these communities. And really that is sort of like our long-term commitment. Another thing that really is different about our model is we have, nerdy talk here, is our extended sourcing horizon, our ESH, which is our commitment to our producers into the future. That's another thing that you'll see is somebody who comes in and gets a high-end lot. They're showing up for the best coffee from a farmer, and they can do that. But that doesn't guarantee they're going to come back. That farmer might put extra effort into that crop for that coffee that may never get a return buyer. Most coffee growing regions are successful because as a group of people growing coffee together, they will put all their coffee together and sell it from their region. That's how they leverage their economy scale. Yeah. Well, if you come in and take the best coffee off that group, their average goes down. And all the systems that support all those farmers, the technical support, the processing support that is funded by the co-op, it actually is detrimental to those grower groups. And we call those cream scoopers. They come in and they take the best coffee out. And so you get roasters that are like, yeah, we've got these sweet micro lots. Yeah, they're probably great coffee. But what does it do to the coffee growing region? How did it affect that whole area that supported that farmer to grow that to begin with? And so we've been very slow to work in our micro lot program to ensure that it doesn't affect the growing communities in any ways.
How do you get the 22 roaster cooperative to agree on everything?
Do we agree on thing? My co-op coffee brothers and sisters. We have a board of directors. I serve on that board. I'm the vice chair of the board. We don't always agree. We always agree on the same thing. We are doing what we do for a better world, for the producers, for environmentally sustainable product. And so we have an immense amount of belief in what we do. And honestly, it's not that we don't agree. Of course, we all have our own models. We all do things different, right? But we certainly have a common thread that's really powerful for all of us. We get together once a year at a different roastery. A couple of years back, everybody came to Durango for our annual meeting of roasters. I'm headed to Baltimore to meet with Thread Coffee roasters this year. And so we work as a team. And honestly, we all care a lot. And I think that's really what binds us in a way that when you really care, it's not hard to disagree.
Sure.
That's just, I like this. How do we solve the problem as a team, as a unit? And we really think that what we're doing has an ability to have a major impact on climate change. I mean, agroforestry is one of the leading causes and could be one of the greatest solutions to climate change and solutions. So we really do have a common thread that binds us that I think helps us get through tumultuous times.
Well, it sounds like there's hope, and that's something we're all kind of lacking a little bit sometimes. You mentioned micro lots, and you showed me this just a minute ago. Nick, can you tell me, is this like right there in the camera so people can see?
It's there.
All right. Get a little bit closer. Oh, there we go. Tell me about this package. I know you did this with Roastar. How does this tell the story of this farmer on a small scale?
Yeah, so I think that, we as a brand, we've had our brand around, we've been around 20 years. Mm-hmm. And so for us, part of what we wanted to do is...
Wait, I'm sorry. This co-op has been around 20 years, or your brand, Desert Sun, is
My brand's been 20 years, co-op is 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So,
I would not have guessed that.
Yes, we're old school. We've been doing this a long time. We've had a vision for changing the world for a long time, and we're getting good at it. So.
Okay.
So, we bring in our product. I've got my brand. I tell my story. And like I said, as we were able to build what we felt were the right systems to do a micro lot, mm-hmm. We started bringing in higher quality coffees. And we knew that in order for us to be able to tell a story of a different kind of product, it needed a different bag. And we used to put it in our normal bag with a different label. Boy, it just didn't stand out. It looks like all the rest. And so, we wanted something that looked exceptional, that looked exquisite, so we call it our Peak Reserve line. Roastar made this for us. Beautiful bag. We certainly love this bag. We're very proud of it. It does, telling the story's tough. It's not a lot of real estate to tell a great story. We hope that you'll dive in further. But, this is from a farmer, Pedro Torcios. I've been to his farm. I was on his farm when he brewed and made this coffee for me, and I said, wow, this is excellent. I want to bring it in. And I knew that it had to be in a bag that told a higher level story, and we contracted Roastar to really build us a bag that would better tell that story. My marketing guy, Sean, who you met, he did a lot of the design work for this to make it happen. Roastar put the bag together. We went back and forth around how do you get the gold and silver to stand out and pop and look right.
It does really pop, and the matte black makes it kind of stand out even more.
And so we wanted a bag that just looked different and told that this is not the same as the other products.
Sean, he's the real chatty Cathy around here, isn't he?
Yeah, both of us. We got it. Might have something to do with coffee.
Zachary, I really appreciate you taking some time to share this story. I know we got people here at the booth talking. How can people find Desert Sun or find out more about the work that you're doing with this cooperative?
Yep, DesertSunCoffee.com is our brand. You can find us there. That's where it tells our story. It has a whole section for our peak reserve. You can always reach out to us there too and find out more. We're really here to help make the world a better place and brew a better future.
Well, I really appreciate the time.
Thanks. Really appreciate your time as well.
Thank you for watching, listening to the Coffee People podcast. We're presented by Roastar Coffee Packaging, roastar.com. And they made that bag. You can find our show on all the major platforms, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or head to roastwestcoast.com. Sign up for our newsletter, and you'll get it every week. Appreciate you. Drink good coffee. Tip your baristas. Cheers. That worked out pretty well.
Sweet.
Man, you have that story down.
I've been telling it for 20 years.
Yeah, man. That was good. That really shocked me when you said 20 years.